Welcome back to Block TV for this special edition on a day when Bitcoin and the crypto markets as a whole are skyrocketing. As it stands right now at time of filming, we're still up about 25% on the last 24 hours, but that has gone as high as around 40% we saw at some point, with Bitcoin hitting 10,500 now, down to a cool around 9,495 at the time of filming. It's an exciting day. The roller coaster is well and truly underway. And of course, when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto growth and surging and the roller coaster, the reactions are always the best part. Crypto Twitter is the place to be. So to help us break this all down, I'm joined by our very own Ron Friedman, editor-at-large. Ron, what can you tell us is coming from Crypto Social?
Well, like you said, a big day for Bitcoin and for the cryptocurrency markets in general, really. And when there's news, Crypto Twitter is fast on the heels.
Lights up.
I collected a bunch of tweets and comments by some of the main influencers in the sphere. Some of them are breaking down, you know, kind of a thought process, what caused this upsurge and how long we can expect it to last. Some of them are just old classics of Bitcoin memes. On a day like this, you have to have them. So I want to start. I'll share a tweet by Gabor Gurbax. He's a big-time Bitcoin influencer. And he's laying out 3 reasons why he thinks Bitcoin surged today. As you can see, number 1, CME Bitcoin futures expired, 4 p.m. London time, last Friday of the month. So a lot of futures deals closing, reason enough for the climb from there. Second option, President Xi Jinping, President of China, as we heard, supports blockchain in China. I know you had a chance to speak to one of the most knowledgeable people about the Chinese market. We're talking about Dovi Wan from Primitive Ventures just a short while ago, and she broke down the argument that it might actually be Western news media's, going crazy over the president's pro-blockchain stance that kind of pumped this whole thing up.
Yeah, a bit of a delayed reaction after the speech. It wasn't until it hit that Western media market when we started to see this surge around that time. So interesting to note if that is a Western media overreaction, Western trader overreaction, or how that all played out.
Right, and then the third reason Gabor gives is Crypto Capital CEO arrested. We heard that report yesterday. Exchanges such as Bitfinex may get some of the seized $850 million back. Again, it might count for some of it. Right. I don't see
a $50 billion surge, 850 million. There's an order of magnitude there that doesn't quite add up.
Right. And then, so anyway, that's what Gabor is thinking, and everybody in the sphere is reacting to that. Next one I want to share is, of course, Ran Nuner, a crypto trader from CNBC, reminding us just 24 hours ago, this was all doom and gloom. Asher, me and you were in the studio breaking down the then current market situation with the Thai, Josh Frank, and he was looking at Bitcoin sentiment, looking at lows, kind of across the board.
It looked rough, and we were all saying that, without some big external narrative to pump it up, the market seems to be heading back to a cool winter that seemed to be forming.
So what a difference 24 hours makes. And today, quite the opposite, leads me nicely into, of course, Anthony Pompliano. The Pomp saying, someone tell President real Donald Trump that there are only 21 billion Bitcoin and China is planning to buy them all. This is going to be the real US-China competition. They should get him to pay attention. And the guy hates losing. Try to buy them all.
That's a good plan there. Just get them fighting over who can purchase as many Bitcoin as possible.
And we'll see if, he obviously tagged Donald Trump, see if the President of the United States takes the bait and comments on this one.
Yeah, come on, Trump. We've had Xi come out and make a call about blockchain. Let's get Trump on the matter. See if we can't get a little arms race going on there of the financial variety, the preferred arms race.
And again, Pomp has been tweeting up a storm, calling the field electric, and it's true. I mean, is there any other asset that can perform this way? Next up, we've got a goodie from Jameson Lopp from Casa. He's retweeting Tom Lee with a bit of a tempering of expectations. Bitcoin historically generates the bulk of its annual performance in 10 days. Miss those 10 days, and the average return is minus 25%. Today was one of those days. So again, this is the chart that Tom Lee tweeted out
back in April, talking about
right. But I mean, the analysis holds, right? So Tom Lee is saying, take away those single day increases, and Bitcoin isn't that great a performer. Thankfully, we do have one of these days every few months, and the market celebrates. Next up, I want to show you. You actually found this one. This is from Nick Carter, another Bitcoin technical analyst, a veteran of the sphere. His tweet goes, visual way of making the same point. This is a point that he made in the previous tweet. If we closed at 10K, we'd be looking at the third highest one-day return on Bitcoin's history, 38%, surpassed only by these previous dates when, you got to say, Bitcoin was much smaller.
2010, 2011.
The prices were
below $1.
Insignificant compared to this. And then he puts out this graph visualizing it. You want to give us a bit of an analysis
So
there?
to break down that for all the viewers there, what we're looking at there is a visual representation of the growth or loss on a given day. The longer the line, the bigger the growth or loss. In percentage terms we're talking there. And so you can see that that dotted green line would be if we had closed above 10,000, then that would have been the relative growth of today. Now obviously we have dropped back down a little bit, but you can still see this is certainly one of those days for the books, one of those days, as you said, that Jameson Lopp and Tom Lee were talking about. There are these few days where there is just magic in the air, and it seems the 25th, 26th of October, we're going to be one of those days we
go into the annals of Bitcoin history. And we can't do without it. It's an oldie but a goodie, but Dan Held giving us this one. Bitcoin right now, and we see astronaut going to the moon. A classic meme on days like this. We have to pull it out. Thanks, Dan Held, for sending that one in. So that, I mean, there's much more. Those are the highlight ones, the thought pieces that got us thinking. But that's crypto Twitter on this, let's call it a historic day.
Historic day indeed. Thank you, Ron, for helping to break down this electric space right now. It certainly seems that today was the shot in the arm that this industry has been waiting for the last couple of days, weeks, and perhaps months. We'll have to see if this continues into the future, and you can stay with us on blocktv.com to find out all the best news and information. I'm Asher Westrop Evans. Thanks for watching.